Regina Daniels, a young, beautiful Nollywood star, living a dream. But when she married Ned Nwoko, a businessman slash politician, in 2019, the internet went wild. People had questions, of course. Is it love? Is it wealth? Is it charm? Is it long throat? Is it her mother? There is such a thing called daddy issues. It's about women who seek out older men because of the trauma they had when they were growing up. Maybe because their father was abusive, or maybe because their father was absent.
A pattern of toxic partners. If you keep ending up in toxic relationships, you might be subconsciously recreating or trying to heal your relationship with your father. You could be chasing approval or gravitating toward partners with similar traits. This cycle is often subconscious and keeps you stuck in hurtful patterns.
It was so many questions, and many people have negative things to say about it. However, despite all that, Regina Daniels seemed to thrive in the marriage. She was happy, showing off a lot of luxurious lifestyle, traveling, buying designers, traveling in jets, and things like that. And of course, she didn't hide her happiness from us. She showed her and her husband in cozy moments. She peppered people. Some people started saying that it's only Regina Daniels that can advise them because they thought she was living a blast. In the process, she had 2 children, 2 boys, and continued to live in her lifestyle. However, Ned Nwoko had other wives because he's a polygamist, and he never hid this fact. He made it known to everybody that cares to listen that he's a polygamist. He had allegedly 5 wives before Regina. And then after marrying Regina, people also questioned, where are the other wives? We only know of one other wife other than Regina, the one that is from Morocco, called Lila. So often, Regina and Lila will pose this unified front. They will pose like friends, take pictures together. Regina, of course, was very vast on the internet. But eventually, people kept questioning, could it be that, yes, so this polygamy thing can work? People started believing in polygamy, especially when there is money involved. Of course. So people even used it to side talk. Yul Edochie is also a Nollywood star who wanted to marry a second wife after having a wife, but the first wife left him. So people will often yap him and say that this is the life Yul Edochie wanted, but didn't have the money to make it happen. So Regina Daniels, they made us believe it. They made us believe it can work, though there were some naysayers, including myself, because I'm one of those people that don't believe that a woman that truly loves a man can share. Why some people praise Regina for securing the bag, securing her future, especially in the economic terms that we have now. Others call her gold digger. Others call her long throat. Others call her all manners of names, including her mother, because her mother was hugely blamed for Regina marrying Ned Nwoko, being that she was involved in the whole process. As a matter of fact, Ned, I think, granted an interview and let us know that he met Regina when the mother and Regina came to his house for sightseeing. And when he saw Regina, he liked her. And he went ahead to say that he doesn't believe in dating. He doesn't marry anybody that is not a virgin. And long story short, he married Regina and they were enjoying the money. Some even say that he built a house for the mother. And anyway, the question is, money enough? Can money sustain happiness? Risk understood that there is trouble in paradise. There has always been trouble, even though they try to hide it, because at some point, when Regina continued to flaunt her husband, talking about, oh, my husband did this and that, my husband, she actually will post the money that the husband gave to her online. And we were peppered. So the Moroccan wife eventually left, because people started talking about, what about the other wife, this and that, how come you're not giving her all opportunity, all attention? Eventually, the woman left. But she came back, apologizing and saying that she was influenced by all the online in-laws. So online in-laws, mind yourself now. But anyway, so after she came back, she lived more of a demure lifestyle. She doesn't post as much. Anyway, Regina was known to be the favored wife. Even when Ned Nwoko goes out with the Moroccan wife, he's not into it. If it was Regina, he would do this, he would do that. So Regina was favored, Regina was loved, and eventually she started buying the approval of people. So let's fast forward to what is happening currently. There is trouble in paradise. Of course, because there was another actress that was rumored to be dating Ned Nwoko before he even married Regina. And this actress got pregnant. And some bloggers were saying that the child belongs to Ned Nwoko, even though they debunked it, both her and Ned. They debunked it, but during the same time, Regina went off social media. So, of course, something is happening. But afterwards, she came back. When she came back, she deleted Ned Nwoko's pictures, appearance on her page, and changed back to her original name, Regina Daniels, and removed Nwoko. So, yes, apparently there is trouble in paradise. Some are accusing her that she's partying too much. Of course, even while she was married, we saw her in clubs, we saw her smoking, we saw her doing all manners of things. People even praised Ned, saying that this man, she allows her to be living her life. They gave him accolade for that. However, there's some that still say when you're married, there are things that are expected of you. You have to respect yourself to a certain degree, especially when you have children and you're a mother. They're saying that part of the reason Ned is having issues with Regina is her lifestyle, that she smokes, even more than Ned was aware of. So she does drugs, allegedly, even more than Ned was aware of. And that's why they started having problems. And eventually Ned went back to the other actress that he started with. That's how come she got pregnant. Others are saying that it has nothing to do with smoking, that she found out that he impregnated the other actress. And that's why she's upset. So whatever the case may be, we don't really know, but we're going to talk about the marriage and draw out lessons we can draw from it and bring in a little bit of psychology into it, a little bit of science, and create awareness for those young ones out there that are aspiring to become like Regina, or who some older guy may be talking to at the moment. So we can point out all there is to point out, and then they can make an informed decision. When you want to go into a polygamous relationship, I don't want you to think you're special. Whatever made that man to come to you after having the other wives can also make him to leave you and go for somebody else. What makes you think you're so special? What do you have that the other ones don't have? Especially in a situation where you can see that the other wives are equally, at least some of them, like the Moroccan wife. She's gorgeous. She's not lacking anything, and she actually seemed very well behaved and obedient. But it wasn't enough. He went for somebody else. So that's the reason why he went for you. There will always be a reason why he will want another. Of course, everything we're going to say is not 100%. There's always an exception to every rule. And I always say that. But whenever you talk about majority, you want to make decisions based on majority, because that exception may be 1 in a billion and that may not be you. Because what are the chances? So majority of the time, if somebody is a polygamist, don't think they will marry you and you will have this emotional connection. You will sail into the sunset. It might happen for a while. It might be up to 6 months, up to a year, but eventually they get bored. Because the same thing that made them to not stay with the last one will still happen to you. You are not special. Just remember that. So what it takes is when somebody considers you special, they make you to be special. They decide that this person is special and I will not go for another. And that usually will happen with one woman alone. But when the first one is not special, they went for second one not special, third one, fourth one, fifth or sixth one. What makes you think you're so special? If it's because of the other actress named Chika that Regina is doing all this, it's pure rubbish. Because when you went in there were other women. Whether he marries Chika or he impregnates Chika, it still goes in line with polygamy. Polygamy simply means he can have as many wives as he wants and as many children as he wants. Another thing that we're going to speak about is, does money really bring happiness? Because it was a saying that was flying around that time, I would rather cry in a Ferrari than a keke. I would rather do this. If you're going to cry anyway, I guess it's better to cry in Ferrari than keke or a Honda, I guess. But must you cry? You don't have to cry. If money can bring happiness, there are so many influential people, so many rich people that are divorced. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Kim Kardashian. If you want to bring it down to our home country, Dangote, Otedola, all these people are divorced. So as much money as they have, divorce should never near them if money is enough. Money can never replace emotional stability and connection, joy, happiness, mutual respect, mutual consent. If you're going into a marriage thinking because they have money that will make you happy, no, think again. You must have something that you like about that person. You must have mutual respect. You must have understanding. You must have things that are important to make a marriage work. If you have all those and then there is still money, wonderful. That is the best. So I'm not saying don't marry money, but make sure go for where there is love and where there is understanding and where there's communication and all those. Then find a rich man there and marry. So that way you can have both. But don't see somebody that is treating you anyhow. You don't have a say. They don't even see you. You're not even there. You're just something that they use, a property or something they flaunt or whatever the case may be, or somebody that serves a purpose for them. And you think money will make you happy? No, money will make you comfortable for sure. And then even in this case of Regina Daniels, I hear, of course, people are speculating all manners of things, that she doesn't even have anything, that she left, if she's leaving with nothing. When you look back to when the Moroccan wife left, she came back. And they were saying because she was hungry. Sapa is what they call hunger. My people have all manners of slangs. Get with it. That she came back because she was hungry. So if that is the case, that means all through the time she was there, she was not able to secure anything, any financial security for herself or any financial empowerment for herself. These men that marry these young girls, I want to stop and ask you, why? Why prefer somebody much younger than you? I can understand if it happens by chance, you just meet this wonderful person, you cannot let them go, they're just so wonderful, and you have to have them and they works out. It can happen. But if you go out seeking for young people that are not in the same intellectual space with you, people that you can easily manipulate. I have made a video that I said that the frontal lobe of the brain actually reaches its maturity at the age of 25. And that frontal lobe is involved in decision making and things like that. So before the age of 25, nobody is even grown, got married. I think Regina Daniels was about 20. That's even if she's up to 20, because some say she's not. What makes you as a man seek out young people? Why? Is it because it's people you think you can easily manipulate? Could it be? I don't know. I'm just bringing out these things out there for people to consider before making decisions. So when she came back to Instagram, I had the brother wrote something about the road to make money is not in anybody compound, something to that effect, implying that, money even without you. That job is meant for the Ned Nwoko. If that is the case, that is even where I begin to worry about the family. So that means your whole purpose of getting into that marriage is money. Because now that the marriage is hacking up, we're not even talking about, emotional stress. We're not talking about that. We're posting pictures, elaborate pictures, talking about money and how to make money. And Regina responded with, we're making money or something to that effect. I might not use the word they used. I don't understand. Think about it. Another thing that may arise with polygamy is jealousy. Like I've said before, I don't think any woman will be happy knowing that their man is in the other room with another person. Even if they agree, even if they're involved, even if everyone has agreed to it. At some point, there will be jealousy, there will be envy, there will be competition, even among the wives and even amongst the children. The only thing is, in the olden days, when this thing is done, there is no, at best, if these women are good, they will not try to harm each other. They will leave each other alone. But you will even see the scenarios where the one woman is trying to eliminate, the other one trying to hurt the children, trying to do this. At worst, it can happen. But at best, there will still be strife, there will still be envy, but they may not try to harm each other, which is what I think used to happen in the olden days when they thought polygamy worked. They just existed. It doesn't mean they're not carrying a lot of emotional hurt. But who do they tell? They don't have any choice, so they just stay with it. But lately, more due to enlightenment, due to education that is being offered to women now, due to travel and things like that, women are becoming enlightened and they're beginning to, to say no. So it's not as easy when they feel those things to just keep quiet. They have always been, even with all the pictures we see on Instagram, we know there is jealousy. It's just human nature. The way marriage is supposed to be, with the emotional connection that is supposed to be involved and the emotional safety that is supposed to be involved, you will see that it makes sense to be with one woman and one man. Because you cannot have that with multiple people. Maybe that's why after God, he said one man, one woman. It just makes sense when you think about all the things involved. Even when you look at it in the physical sense, okay, it to be with one person, because it's easier to spread disease when you're having multiple partners. You don't know who is who. One of the wives may be faithful and staying with you, but the other wife, you don't know what they're doing. So they might go out there, get something, give you to the other wives. So from that disease standpoint, it's not even safe. When you talk about emotional stability of not just the wives, the children as well. Are you going to really be able to give all the children the same amount of time, the same amount of attention, the same amount of, finances? How possible is that? If you look at it and we want to be honest, it's almost impossible to do that with two wives, not to talk of 3, 4, 5, 6. And let me even bring something out. If this polygamy is working, where are the other wives? Why are we not seeing them? If it's working so perfectly, because he became like the poster for polygamy done right. We were just watching. I honestly was one of those that didn't judge Regina. I was like, okay, if that's what she wants, if that's what works for her, because we all have different things, we're all different. I believe in individual differences. I don't judge people based on what I would do, because what I would do may only make sense to me. Other people may not mind. No matter how much we want to look at it, it doesn't serve the women. It may serve the man. I don't even think it serves the man. Some people say it does. Because if one woman doesn't do this, you go to the other one and get it. But is that what you really want? What about you as a man? Don't you want that connection that you have with that one special person? What are your thoughts? Do you think polygamy serves the man and just doesn't serve the women? Or do you think it serves the man and the women? Or do you think it serves nobody? I don't know. I haven't tried polygamy, so I wouldn't know. But based on common sense, I honestly don't know. So now let's leave polygamy alone for a minute. Let's talk about the age disparity. I think this man is 40 years older than Regina. One, Regina getting married at that age is too young. I know our people do that, but I believe it's because they didn't know any better. The older generations did that. Our mothers, our grandmothers got married much earlier. Even some of us got married much early. But as we learn, as we grow, as we get enlightened, we need to begin to make changes. I personally don't think anybody should be getting married before the age of 25, based on science. Not to say that it cannot work if it's before 25. It may, and it has. There's so many people that got married earlier than 25 and the marriage is working. But you always want to make sure, you err in the side of caution. You want to increase the probability of it working than not. Because some of these people that get married early, by the time they're hitting 30, 40, they start having crises. All the things they missed. Because when their age mates were, going to clubs, for those that care about clubs, they were busy nursing children. When their age mates were going to school, they were busy nursing children or cooking food and serving one man. And then by the time they're getting to a certain age, it's a psychological thing. They begin to feel like they missed out in life. And that's why you start seeing women, older women that are behaving so childishly and doing these things. And people are judging them like she doesn't know she's married. She doesn't know she's old. She's going to clubs, smoking and drinking and all that. And you're wondering at your age, you're doing this. It's a psychological thing. Maybe subconsciously they're making up a time they missed. So I think it's better to let people grow up before they marry. Again, there's exception to the rule. There are people that can handle it, but it's not everybody that can handle it. So based on science, that at the age of 25 is when the brain is fully matured in making decisions and things like that. I would say maybe that age of 25 might be good. Now, I'm not saying if you don't do that, it means your marriage will fail. No, but I think it will just increase the chances of it working out. So let's go back to this age disparity. He was in late 50s and she was like 20, about 40 years difference in age. Okay, this may work if it's not in a polygamous situation. It may. So the age difference is not really my biggest problem. My big problem is that I don't think she's matured enough. If he's a 30-year-old marrying somebody 40 years older, you would think she has reached a maturity where she can see if she can handle that or not. That age disparity still poses some challenges. But if somebody knows about those challenges and they decide that's what they want to do, then let them do that. What are some of the challenges that it may pose? You're in 2-3 different decades. Okay? You're a millennial or you're a Gen Z and you're marrying one before the millennials. They're talking about Instagram, they're talking about TikTok. You're like, what is TikTok? Twitter, what is Twitter? Never mind that we see Organet doing all that, okay? It's because he has money. What if he doesn't have money and he's not, privy to those things? What will happen? Somebody in the marriage will be feeling some type of way. There are things you want to do. You're in two different realms. The man is like, what are you talking about? And you're like, I want to go on Twitter. The man is, which one is Twitter again? There definitely will be power imbalance. Because one already have gone through life experiences, know things, know how to handle it. One is still coming up. So there will be power imbalance. There will be challenges health-wise, because there are things that will be easy for the young one to do. Like she may want to wake up and climb the mountain. That's her thing. She wants to go climb. The other one is like, I'm waking up. I need somebody to come and rub on my legs so I can get up. My joints are hurting me. And you're talking about, the other one is talking about climbing mountain. That is the things we face with this big age disparity. One is talking about how do we secure our future, maybe build house in the village, and how do we spend our older years. The other one is talking about spending older years. I want to go clubbing, So their goals are too different. There are so many things that are too, and you talk about even satisfaction. Okay, let's talk about the bedroom a little bit. I know there are men that are capable when they're, athletic, when they work out and things like that. There are older men that can match any young person anytime. But how many are there? How many are there like that? So now a girl that have not experienced life, enjoyed life in that aspect, now you have a man who may not be able to last more than 2 minutes or 5 minutes. It might be okay initially, but eventually you start feeling like you're missing out in life. But when two people are in the same sexual age, they're getting up there together. So as this one's power is reducing, the other one's power is reducing. And they will be able to understand each other and have compassion for each other. But a young girl that is still firing in all cylinders. So anyway, there's so many things to consider. But when the money is flashing, we don't consider these things. In conclusion, money cannot buy happiness. I personally don't think it's over. Regina will likely go back to Ned because Ned will know exactly what to do if he wants Regina to come back. I'm not saying this must happen. It may not. But I'm saying don't be surprised if Regina goes back. Okay? You see, this lifestyle is like opium. They're used to it. It's addicting. By the time there is no private jet to flash online, there is no Louis Vuitton, there is this and that is what you've made your life all about. That's where you draw your security, you draw your identity from. Eventually, you start missing it. So you might likely go back, but it may not be the healthiest way, psychological wise. You have to take time and heal. You have to take time and evaluate yourself. Why did you do this in the first place? Because now I'm hearing things like Regina is complaining. Of course, this is all allegedly, but we're just talking about it anyway. Ned is controlling, doesn't let her do anything. We actually saw a clip that may validate what I'm saying right now, where Ned walked into Regina, I think doing a live show online. And the way he questioned her, okay, so she's saying all this now. Did she not see all those things before the marriage? Why didn't you insist on dating? I know this man says that he doesn't date, but is it that imbalance in power that I'm talking about? Why is it what he says? You might not want to date, but honey, I want to date. And if my thoughts and if my opinion matter at all, maybe we'll come to the middle. We will date just a little bit. But you can't just come and tell me, oh, I don't date, and I'm going to go pay your bride price. And I'll be like, okay, let's go. Some even say that she was put through a ritual that will make her not to sleep with another man or marry another man, no matter what. I don't know if that is true. We did see a place where she was tying a white wrapper and they were doing something to her leg. We don't know what that is. It could just be male culture. It could be a ritual. Nobody knows. So I'm not going to say. But if that were to be the case, then come on now. Especially for a man you didn't date. You don't know what you're going to see. So that's another thing. Another thing that I want to highlight, I saw a video making rounds about the mother, Regina's mother crying. I don't know if it's current. I don't know if somebody went to dig out something from the past, but whatever the case may be, if she's truly crying online, I would say that there's a lot of lack of emotional intelligence going on. Because you should know that you're the last person to seek sympathy or empathy. People will chew her out because this is what people have been saying all along, that she sold her daughter for money. She seemed like she was in full support of what was going on. In conclusion, this story is not over. Don't be surprised if she goes back, because there is such a thing as trauma bonding. Maybe those will come up later, that will cause a woman to go back to somebody who may even be abusing them. I'm not saying Ned is abusing her. I'm not saying otherwise, but whatever the case may be, the whole picture doesn't seem right. And now there is proof that is not right because of the things that are happening. So let's be guided. Let's be mindful. Advise your children. Money is not everything. I understand that there is hunger, but at least if you can feed and have some kind of, normalcy, and then go for money, it's okay. But don't let money be the only thing, the center, the sides of it all. That's when it's a problem. Tell me your opinion. Write down your opinion, okay? Let's discuss on this one, because I would love to know what people are thinking. Do you think polygamy is good? Do you think polygamy is bad? Do you think women can coexist and share one man? Do you think not? Can you do it if you're put in the position? What do you think Regina should do? Should she go back? Should she stay? What is going on? Because right now, with the way things are, men are sensitive. I don't think a lot of men would like to be, termed as somebody who took Ned Nwoko's wife. Some people might even be scared because Ned Nwoko is a powerful man. There's a lot of layers to this saga, okay? But let's keep watching, and eventually it will all unfold. That video you just watched happened a while back. Regina eventually went back to Ned Nwoko. Ned made a post kind of making light of the whole thing, making it seem like people were just carrying rumors and nothing happened. But we all know that something did happen. But behind the scenes, it seemed like they patched it up and they started living together again. Regina continued her baby girl life, showing us stuff online, showing us wealth, doing lovey-dovey once again. Though I did notice it's not as much as he used to be. But they continued. Even there was a post where Regina almost accidentally exposed his nakedness. And she still posted it. And the song playing in the background was "By Your Husband" or something like that. It was a song. Even though it seemed it was a joke, but that joke I think is a little bit expensive. I don't know. They continued, but that's what happens when you marry somebody that is on a different frequency altogether. They continued. Fast forward till today. A new video surfaced online.
Calm down. Is anything happened to my sister? In this house. In this house. It's okay. In Ned Nwoko's house.
No.
In Ned Nwoko's house, I am nothing. But in my house, I am free.
No, you're still as valuable. Mom, look at me. Look at me, Mom.
Baby, once again, I cannot stand the violence. It's too much. It's too much.
Don't forgive water now.
Yeah.
Don't forgive water. Just
Actually, want something. I bet give her water, Daria.
Just wait.
I actually want something.
Just relax.
Mom. Wait. Shame on you.
Are you thinking out the gun?
Hey, can you imagine? Wait. Can you imagine this?
I'll bust your face. I'll bust your face. Come now. Come. I will bust your eyes. Please, man, we're begging you. Please, man. Please, man. Please, man.
It's not going to be used fight. I mean, not going to be used fight. Mama, you never. Basani, calm down. Basani, don't do. You don't do. You don't do. You don't do. Okay, let me check him. I say you want to use your gun. Basani, calm down, please.
This time around, it wasn't Regina leaving her husband's house. It wasn't Regina doing anything. It was Regina crying out for help. It was Regina crying out, saying that she's tired of the violence, alluding that Ned is beating her. Allegedly. We don't know if it's true or not, but that video was packed with emotion that everybody know is not content, is not a joke, is real. And to top it off, after a while, white people were still trying to say, is this possible that somebody as old as Ned will raise his hand on a young girl like that?
He's a senator, for crying out loud. He's older. People were saying, is it not this thing that young men do? This is why people want to marry older men, because they say they give them peace of mind. Where is the peace of mind again? So while people were trying to reconcile, what did we just see? Literally, what did we just see? Regina's brother made a post saying that if he had seen Ned Nwoko, that he would have broken his jaw or something like that. Now, we're not going to say much in the whole thing. We're going to wait to see what will happen next. Is somebody going to make an official statement or anything like that? Because it's still all allegedly. Nothing is confirmed yet. But that video we saw was quite disturbing. My heart went out to her. I feel like she may actually be suffering and missed all the show of wealth. Regina was just a young girl. Me personally, I feel like maybe she missed the father's love, because I learned, and again, I'm not sure, but these are all the things that were going around online, that the father was not in her life. So that's one thing. Maybe deep inside, she's looking for a father figure. And again, she may be a girl that has eye for wealth, because a lot of Nigerian girls grow up dreaming of marrying this rich man that will give them this rich life, and they will sail into the sunset and begin to live baby girl life. The quest and the pursuit of baby girl life is on all-time high and is alarming and is disturbing. Otherwise, I don't see why Regina will marry that guy. Obviously, it's not love, because I don't even see them saying, oh, I fell in love, I can't stop loving him, this and that. It's always about money. Even in her own post, she always references money. She will even make a joke of it. So it seems like it's all about money. But what she failed to understand is that she can make her own money eventually if she just worked hard and was patient. And money is still not everything. You cannot trade money for happiness. Because when you look at them, in as much as they look like they are happy, I truly wonder, what will a almost 70-year-old, I don't know how old Ned is, but I know he's in his 60s, I think, be discussing with a 20-year-old? The difference is too much. When an adult marries an adult, it's okay as long as they're both adults. But when an adult that is already set in his way, set in life, figured out who he is, marries somebody who is yet to figure herself out, the equation is not balanced. Thereby, you have power imbalance. One person may be playing parent to the other person. One person may be having control on the other person, telling them what to do, what to wear, and obviously the younger person will accept it because they're looking up to this person. This person already have experience. This person already know about life. What do they know? At that age, most people haven't even figured out what career path they want to take, because I believe Regina was either 19, 20 or somewhere thereabout. So I don't know. I still say, where was the mom? Where are the parents? Where are the uncles, aunties? I really don't know. But when you see a marriage like that, I don't know what they're discussing, even when they do discuss. Because Ned will be thinking of how to secure the future, maybe the farmland, maybe the write his will, which lawyer to call. And Regina will be trying to get the newest trend on TikTok. It just doesn't work. The age disparity was too much. And they were growing together. If you marry somebody in your age group, you may still be young, but the difference is you're both young. So you're both figuring out things. You're both learning things. You're both making mistakes. You're building friendship. You're building long time memories because you're figuring out things together. You're getting into things together and getting out of things together. So you develop some type of bond while doing all this. While making plans. What kind of business can we go into? Do we open a joint account? So these are things that both couples will be talking about, even if they're young. And they will figure life out together. And it works. And both of them feel the pride of achievement. This one person is completely set in their ways, settled, and everything. And they go bring somebody that don't even know what their favorite color is yet. What you like at 20 may be quite different from what you like at 25, different from 30. You are not set in your ways. You haven't paid bills before. You haven't lived on your own before. So, my heart goes out to Regina, really. I don't know why I don't think she's enjoying life. No matter how much I see her with the flashy things, with the cars, with the Porsches, with the everything, I still feel a tinge of sympathy for her. She's carrying a big load. That is a big load. And she's not just carrying a big load that she married an older person. In polygamy, she's carrying the load of polygamy. She's carrying the load of other wives. She's carrying the load of stepchildren that are grown, and she's carrying the load of being a celebrity. Because something that may happen to somebody and nobody says anything, if it happens to a celebrity, they are constantly being scrutinized, so it will be amplified, obviously. So it's too much for somebody her age. Again, I always mention, before somebody is fully matured, the area of the brain that is involved in decision making is at 25. So anyway, we'll keep watching. We won't say much because we understand that the husband is quick to deal with people when they say something wrong about him. So it's best for everyone to keep quiet and observe. Let's make sure, let's have it authenticated before we start talking. But if this is true, that he's truly beating her, oh my God, that will be the biggest mess up of the century. Where will Regina start? What eye will she use to look at people? After all, it's better to cry in a Lamborghini than in keke. She never hid the fact that she's enjoying the money. There was even a post she made that said, so I married for money. They show, they show. Something to that effect. I don't remember. But this is a big blow, honestly. Anyway, I don't know what to say. Let's just keep watching. Let's see what happens after this video. This video surfaced today. So if there is need to make a follow-up video, I will make a follow-up video. Until next time, don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do your girl a favor and hit the subscribe button. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may God bless you. Bye.